Hey everyone, Alfredo here with Alfredo's Auto Wash. Today, I'm so pleased to be able to work with this type of vehicles. This is a Lamborghini Urus, and I'm gonna get started to work on. As you can see, I already prepped the vehicle on the inside, on the outside. Very important to prep your vehicle, protect the vehicle on the inside and on the outside. Especially these type of vehicles, you do not want to make a scratch. So, I removed the rubber already. And I thought I'm gonna share with you guys a quick video. Definitely want to get back into my videos and help out you guys with techniques, and sometimes just looking at the car, how it comes apart, is very helpful. Thank you for all my subscribers that have been patiently waiting, and you guys been communicating with me. I appreciate all the support and contacting me. These ones normally have a little bit of resistance to remove them, and that's why we have tools. So I'm gonna use, let me see if this one fits first. It's a wiper puller. It's important to use your tools. Very important. And they're really not that expensive, and look what you could do. Very nice and simple. Always taking care of the car. Let me back it off a little bit. This one, I found it from WRD. This one is small. It actually worked in this car. But if it wouldn't have worked, I would have used the one from Equalizer. Equalizer sells one. I would have used that one as well if this one wouldn't have worked. Okay, so it looks like I'm not on the post. Let me back off a little bit. Try that again. Let me see from this side. I think I'm barely grabbing the post. So I'm gonna back off and I'm gonna turn it so that I can see. Let me see. At least right here I get a little view. In our industry, not one tool works for every single car. And that's something that I've been working on a few videos on recalibration, and I'll be uploading those pretty soon. And okay, so this is gonna be my video. I just made up my mind coming back to my YouTube channel. So I have good news for the ones that don't know. I was able to accomplish something amazing. Come inside the office really quick. This is our office, and this is obviously my biggest accomplishment with my wife getting married. I love my wife, Susan Calva. But this is the other thing I wanted to show you guys. Finally, I wanted it to go in one competition and win both. So this is the first year that I competed and won both first place. So now I have 4 championships. Glory to God. Very thankful. And thanks for the support of my family, my wife, my son, my kids, everybody that's helped me and support me on my dreams, and this is for them. But anyways, thank you for that, and I'm ready to come back and share videos with you guys. I am a very busy man, very busy in many ways. I'm heavily involved in my kids' school and sports. My kids play soccer and I spend a lot of time with them. And I'm actually a coach too. So right now for me that's very important, and it's a little difficult to find time for videos, and thanks God we're also very busy. We're very, very busy. But anyways, thank you for your patience, thank you for your support. And I normally start working on the inside of the vehicle, but on this one, I started working on the outside. I normally like to make sure I have the correct bracket. So let's get in there. This is one of the reasons why I like to start working on the inside first, because once you work on the outside, your gloves get dirty. So let's go on the inside, take a look. Let me get a little flashlight. So as you see, I put some protection on the inside of the vehicle. Let me put a little blanket here, just in case something goes off or anything, a pet tool or whatever. Whatever tool could possibly fall into the car. We'll just put this while we dismantle the inside, protect the screen here. All right, so this is very similar to Porsche and Audi. So if you've done one of those, you could definitely do a Lamborghini. I know it sounds like a scary once someone calls you and wants to book an appointment to work on a car like this, but in reality, they're all fairly the same and they're not that difficult. There's other cars that are very tedious to work on, but this one is really not that tedious. Let me grab some tools inside. So I'm going to be removing the lower plastic first. So this one will probably be the best one to use. And what I'm doing, I'm pulling it out just like that. That helps me remove the mirror. And let me actually take a picture. I might be doing an article. You guys know I also have an article with the AGRR magazine. So what I'll do, I'm gonna take a little pause so I could help my other viewers in this article that I have on how to dismantle, to remove these parts. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little cut here in the video so I could document some of these procedures, and I'll be right back. All right guys, I do want to show you how to remove this camera. So basically you pull away from this side and then it comes out from the other side. You slide it to the right. That will get the camera off. And let's see, the condensation sensors right here. So I'm going to use my hand, my fingers to remove this, and you slide it up and that releases it. Now the rain sensor, you push little square here where you push, and that will remove the harness, the plug. Now this little bracket that holds the sensor, the rain sensor, when I push, it makes it a little bit easier if you push. On this ones, you want to be as gentle as you can. So I'm going to start from the top right here and just slowly start to separate it. Right now it's warm where I'm at, so they do come off fairly easy. So I will need to redo the gel. It's no problem. Okay, so, and the hood cover for the heating element. Okay, so there's this thing holding it on this side and on this side. Okay, you guys saw how that comes apart, because now I'm going to document that on for my article. So I'm going to install it back on so I could share with other people. All right, you can cut. All right, guys, to remove the molding, it is super simple. Simply go on the very end of the molding, and once you get a little gap in between, push as far in as you can the tool that you're using to remove, and there it is. That easy. Come on, pretty easy. And now this ones sometimes are pretty tough to cut out. I am going to use a cutout tool with a fiber line. I'm also going to remove this little rubber here, because I'm going to put the fiber line under there. So just to be safe, I installed a brand new fiber line on my spider. And I'm going to make the cutout. So let me get that going. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I want to give you guys a tip. So if you start to run the fiber line towards the top where it meets the glass, it's easier for you to cut through. If you start cutting too low in between the body and the urethane, there's a lot more resistance and it becomes a little more difficult. I want to put some covers on the floor. So I recommend you to use this technique to put it in between the retainer molding and the glass. That will rise the fiber line to the top, and it will be a lot easier cut out. Same thing here. I might encounter a stress crack right there. I believe so, that is high modulus urethane. So that being the case, it's going to be pretty tough to cut through. But little techniques like the one that I just mentioned might make the difference on an easier cutout. And I like to start with P8, and if P8 there's a lot of resistance, then I'll probably switch to P6, just a little thinner fiber line. I use that fiber line when I need to save a window, but the truth is that of course it's going to rip easier. If it gets stuck on something, it will rip a little bit easier. All right, so it is very important to protect the VIN number, especially on Audis. You know, Audis, the VIN number plate has like this little plastic around it, and what happens is you cut through, and if you're not careful, so I'm just gonna see how my fiber line's going. As you can see, this running the line right there made it a little bit easier. So I heard some noise on the other side. Let me see what that noise is from. So, believe it or not, the fiber line got in between the glass. So, let me try to fix that before it rips my line. See that right there? So all I have to do is put it under and hope for the best. Put it in God's hands that this is going to work. I'm going to go really slow. I don't want any glass falling off. So I need to reposition spider 3. So now I'm going to go very slow and guide the fiber line through right here. Just to make sure that it goes through under the glass. There we go. My dash protectors are protecting the line over there. Right angle with the tool makes a whole lot of difference. So when you work on something very, very tight, be sure to have the best angles possible. And don't rush through the jobs, obviously. It's also very helpful to push the fiber line towards the glass with the cover, because that, like I mentioned earlier, that helps the fiber line to raise to the top and cut in between the glass and the urethane. On to the other side. Okay, so now right here, be sure to have the fiber line all the way between the, right here. I have to pull down on the headliner a little bit. So I'm going to put some resistance so that I can see where the fiber line is going. Okay. this is the part where you want to take your time and be careful. You do not want to make a mistake on something like this. As you can see, like I mentioned earlier, having the angle of the tool in the right place plays a big role on how easy your cutout is. Okay, so looks like we're done. The glass is out. And I'm gonna need the assistance of my son. He's gonna help me remove this glass safely. So I'm gonna cut the video here. And I'm going to remove the window. Thanks God we were able to get it out easily. As you can see, those techniques are very helpful. If you're having problems breaking your line, like you see, it's how you manage your line to run. Either if it runs too low to the body, that becomes pretty difficult to you're literally pulling. You're not so much like cutting, you're like pulling. So there's going to be a lot more resistance between the body and the urethane versus the glass and the urethane. That is your sweet spot for the fiber line. And the angles, you always want to see the line, the end of the tool facing, and have the lower the angle, the better. So I'm gonna get this window out and I'll be right back. All right guys, so very important, come and take a look right here. So this is the VIN number. There's like this little plate. If you're not careful, your line will go under, actually in that direction, will go under and cut through it. So be very, very careful with that. The other thing that I want to point out, it's how much urethane is left. When your fiber line is cutting in between the glass and the urethane, you have a lot of urethane left, which makes it so much easier for your cutout. So just wanted to share that with you guys, how important it is and what it looks like when you were cutting in between the glass and the urethane. So let me vacuum this out, trim the urethane, prep the glass, and set this glass in. Hey guys, I really wanted to show you and share with you guys these tools. WRD makes these tools, scrapers. This is remember, high modulus urethane. So with this tool, it's like a razor blade pretty much. You're able to cut through super easy. There's 3 different sizes, I believe. First there was only 2, but now I believe there's 3 sizes. I have the smaller and the larger size. That's what I have, but I think there's 3 sizes now. But I highly recommend you getting a pair of these cutout tools. They are super, super helpful, and they also sell stone to sharpen them. The best one that I use so far, and like this little pen to sharpen the inside, amazing. Highly, highly recommend them. So let me finish prepping. Guys, something very, very, very important. You have to primer. It's not an optional step. It is a step that has to be done. And from all the manufacturers that I know, that urethane manufacturers, if you go down to bare metal, obviously on the urethane manufacturers that I use, I have to put 2 coats, 2 minutes in between. I do want to point out how important this is. Okay, this is very important. Not everyone does it, and that's not safe because later on, first of all, it's not going to bond properly. Number one, you're gonna have a bonding failure. That's the number one problem. Especially like right here, the body seams. If I don't apply my primer, it is not going to bond properly. So with that said, that's very, very important. Number two, if nobody's perfect, nobody has a perfect cutout. We tried, we all tried. I tried myself. I can't say that in every single cutout is perfect. Sometimes I go too low, maybe under the urethane, because the blades are sharp. We are using metal blades to remove the urethane. Just prime it. Simple as that. Prime it. And especially if we went down too far down, gotta do 2 coats. It's only about 4 or 5 minutes of your time that you're gonna make this very, very safe. So highly, please emphasize on priming. I cannot emphasize enough how important this is to primer. And use the right tools, okay? Use the right tools to primer. I'm sorry, not to primer, of course to primer too, but to cut out. So invest money in the proper tools for you to have sharp tools to cut out. I'm a Dow user, and I proudly say that. Shout out to Jaime Mendoza. He is my rep, my mentor. He's seen me grow. I known Jaime Mendoza for many years. He's been a lot of help in my career as a professional, and it's a great guy to deal with. He's always been there for me. Not only for me, he's been there for many, many technicians, as you guys know. Not only they have amazing products, but he's a super helpful guy. So shout out to Jaime Mendoza and his family. I prepped the glass as well. I'm going to be shooting the urethane to the glass, so I'm going to get that ready. I'm going to use Express 30. So let me get ready for that. And it's not Dow no more, it's DuPont. So just want to rephrase that, DuPont. So shout out to DuPont. They did sponsor me for the auto glass competition. But I do have to say that it is my choice to use that urethane because I believe in the urethane. It's such a great urethane. So not just because they sponsor me, I talk so good about them. No, you guys know me. I've been using DuPont for many, many years. So that's the one urethane that has not failed me. I have unfortunately used other urethanes and they have failed. So this is the reason why I use DuPont. So let me shoot this urethane. All right, guys. So this is very fun for us as technicians to do, is to shoot the urethane onto the glass. It is a very satisfying thing to see, thing to do. I am applying the urethane to the glass because there are marks guiding you to apply the urethane. So that is very helpful. I've been asked this before, do you shoot it right next to the molding? And my answer is, I shoot it where the markings are, and obviously I go see the old windshield to make sure that I apply the urethane in the same spot of the glass. That is very important because you want this urethane to sit on top of the old urethane. So that's really where you have to apply the urethane. And you want to do 90-degree angle when you're applying the urethane. That is very important. And don't leave it like that. Don't just leave it like that. You still have to paddle. So Go here, start on the bottom, middle, and top. Now go from the other side. And there, you have one seam, only one seam. Very, very easy things. So let me set this glass. All right, guys, the glass is in, and I just got done installing the retainer molding. The cowling. On this one, this is why I'm taking video right now. I wanted to show you guys. You could start here on the top, and then work your way down. Just line it up. Make sure you're in between the retainer, the metal retainer molding. You do not want to put this in the wrong spot where the glass goes, because you already have a tight fitting there. You do not want it chip the glass. And that's it. It's back on there. Cowling is super easy to install. Just push it down to the retainer molding. This molding goes back on here. Some of them, if I remember correctly, are heated, I think, and the plug will be over there. This one is not. Otherwise, don't forget to put that if it is heated. And little different design on the bottom, but fairly the same, like the molding, the installation. So now I'm going to get ready to install the other molding, and then put everything back on the inside. All right, guys, I want to share with you guys how to remove this cover now that I'm going to install it back. You squeeze on the upper part, and then this one goes down to the side and down. There are two little, actually not little, pretty big tabs right here that has to go over this little opening right there. So that could be challenging sometimes. So I'm going to install the mirror, and let me put the upper cover on. Okay, so let me try to put it on afterwards. I'm going to leave this little piece there because I know sometimes it's quite difficult to put that piece on. So I'm gonna leave it on there and just turn this. You know what? I think I'm just gonna have to take it off. Okay, so I want you to see where I'm turning. So make sure it's all the way back, all the way in. And there's a little opening on this side. If I remember correctly, these ones have like a little lock to go the opposite way, so you want to go clockwise. So this is sometimes a little bit challenging to put these pieces back on, and it's just a matter of patience. Just be patient. Don't stress yourself. Just take your time. Make sure you can see from both sides. See, like right here, I wasn't aligned. So come back out. That's the sound that you want to hear. I'm not sure the left side is all the way in, so let me remove this so I can see. It's actually not all the way in. So you want to be careful not to apply too much pressure to the rear view mirror. Otherwise, you'll remove the rear view mirror. Let's see if I'm pretty straight. I think I am. Actually, this has to go higher up. As you can see, the black shaded area on the bottom. So I'm almost there, but not quite there yet. You know, I want to go in at the same time on both sides. So let me get a tool really fast. Now I'm going to try to go in at the same time, because as you can see, if it's not perfectly straight on both sides, it's not going to go in. So I noticed that this side wasn't in all the way. There you go. There you go. That's the sound that I was looking for. So I'm going to put the rest of it on, and actually that should be a little faster now. Make sure that both clips see, like this clip hasn't clipped yet, so I'm gonna help it a little bit by pushing the upper part down. Okay, before I put this on, I noticed that this one hasn't clipped in all the way yet. You can zoom in here so you can see. Okay, so you want to go from the top like this, so you could get in behind right there. And that's it. It's locked in place. I always test it, make sure it fits, that it doesn't. If you try to pull it down and it comes right off, that tells you something that it's not on there all the way. So that's it, guys. Now that I'm doing this video, I wanted, rain sensor. There's no bubbles in the rain sensor. That is very important, not to have any bubbles in the rain sensor. I want to give thanks to Auto Glass Week. Big shout out to Auto Glass Week. It has helped my business tremendously, helped me educate myself, and I highly recommend everyone that hasn't been there and the ones that have been there before to keep on going on this beautiful Auto Glass Week. You learn so much. It just helps you grow in your industry, helps you grow in the auto glass industry, get knowledge and know all the products that are out there there's just so many things to see at the Auto Glass Week, so many things to learn. It helped my business. So like I share always things that help out others, and so highly recommend it, guys. Highly recommend it. Attend Auto Glass Week. And back to doing videos. Thank you for all my subscribers for being patient. Thank you for all the positive comments you guys post. I really appreciate it. So have a blessed day, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. God bless. I cannot forget to give a shout out to Glasswell. Glasswell, thank you also for the amazing tools that you guys have. And I do know for a fact they are one of the companies that they're always in research and development continuously. And I know because they trust me when they send their prototypes. I'm one of the first guys to get it. Thank you for trusting me. And all the other companies, WRD Equalizer, that trust me, the Pipeline Company, that you guys send me the tools, and Rolodeck. Thank you everyone. If I forget someone, please forgive me. But everyone that sends me their tools for me to test them and give them what I think about them. But anyways, Glasswell, they're coming up with amazing things. I don't have it yet, but I did get a tester of their new resin that they have, and there are more tools coming out from Glasswell that I cannot show yet, but they're coming, so stay put for what they're going to be releasing in the next couple of days. So Shiloh, thank you for being such a role model in our industry. Thank you for everything that you do for our industry. Very thankful to have you as my friend, and everyone in the team of Glasswell, thank you very much for what you guys do. Thank you for the amazing tools you guys have and all the support that you guys give to my family and to our business. Thank you, God bless, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video.